I became the villain. Here's another tale from my time working at a very popular theme park in Florida, a magical rat planet of sorts. This will probably anger y'all, and many will think I'm an a-hole, but I'll tell it anyways. So, I'm rule-oriented, especially when it concerns safety. I didn't realize I was this way until I started working. At the attraction I worked at, we had a height requirement of 40 inches or taller. There are measuring stations outside before entering the lines and one right before boarding the ride. This particular ride has seatbelts that come across the midsection and chest. The ride jerks and stops abruptly a lot and also goes really fast. If the belts aren't positioned correctly, it can cause physical damage or even become a choking hazard in a worst-case scenario. Due to this, the 40-inch or taller rule is important. Myself and others had many arguments with angry parents over their little ones not making the height requirement. One day, I was manning the position across from wheelchair load. I can't remember what it was called, but basically, I stood in front of a control board stand and pressed a few buttons to help run the ride. I also paid attention to wheelchair to call if they needed assistance. On this particular day, I looked over and saw a little person with a "It's my 19th B-day" sash on walk right under the height pole, literally passed under it. My coworkers said and did nothing. I called my manager immediately and explained. He quickly hurried over and politely asked the young man to step up to the measuring pole for measurement. Well, obviously he was too short. My manager apologized and explained for safety reasons he couldn't ride. The young man replied that we had ruined his B-day and left. My friends and coworkers said I was an a-hole for reporting it. They said he was an adult and it was his birthday. They said I should have let it slide. I asked them if he had gotten injured or worse, would they take responsibility? Our job was to keep people safe as well. We all agreed to disagree. My managers were pleased with me though. I happened to be in the same position another day. This situation is really terrible, but a little boy about 10 came through the wheelchair line with his mom. He stood up and was quite tall. Then he sat down and his mom removed his prosthetic legs and placed on some hard booties. He stood up again and he was no longer at the height requirement. I called the same manager who went over to speak with the mom. She said no one else had said anything all day and that he was more comfortable like that. My manager explained it was for safety reasons. He put his prosthetics back on. His mom looked at me like I was literal filth. I was once again berated by my friends and coworkers. They said that sometimes I was too rigid. I told them I was concerned for his safety. Despite Magical Rat Planet doing a great job of covering stuff up, people have gotten injured there and even passed away. My manager approached me later and asked would I be interested in transitioning over to a manager position after my program ended. He said he and the other managers liked me because I made hard decisions and put safety over emotions. I thanked him and told him I would think about it. I didn't regret my decisions though. To those people, I and my manager were villains. If something had happened to them during the ride, they would have blamed staff for not warning them of potential dangers, and they would have been justified in doing so.